Natural sweetening using organic fruit juice concentrates, honey, or maple syrup instead of refined sugar. This is a fantastic and detailed guide. It covers all the critical adjustments needed when moving from dry refined sugar to liquid natural sweeteners. Your guide to sweet swaps, baking with honey, maple syrup, and fruit concentrates. Thinking about ditching refined sugar for natural liquid sweeteners? That's a brilliant move. It adds complex flavor and moisture to your treats. However, baking is a science, and these liquids, honey, maple syrup, and fruit concentrates, are very different from granulated sugar. Here's the phase-by-phase playbook for making those natural swaps work perfectly every time. Phase 1, getting to know your sweetener. Refined sugar is dry, crystalline, and a great moisture absorber. Your natural friends, they are mostly liquid. Hello. Extra moisture, and naturally acidic. This is where we start the adjustment process. Step 1, pick your flavor player. Your choice of sweetener isn't just about sweetness, it's about the flavor profile you want. Maple syrup, this is your clean, elegant choice. It has a distinct caramely background but isn't overly aggressive. Since it's less viscous and acidic than honey, it's perfect for when you want a light golden color and a mellow flavor in things like vanilla cake or granola. Honey, think complex and floral. Honey is thicker, highly sweet, and moderately acidic. If you use a strong variety like buckwheat, that flavor will come through. It adds a lovely richness to moist muffins, marinades, and rustic breads. Organic fruit juice. Concentrates, these are the mildest and most tart options. They give you sweetness without a strong syrup flavor. They're great for non-baked items like glazes, jams, and sauces where you just need a hint of natural sweetness to balance flavors. Step 2, the essential sweetness conversion. Since these liquids are sweeter than table sugar, a 1.1 swap will make your final product way too sweet. The go-to ratio, honey maple syrup. For every 1 cup of refined white sugar a recipe calls for, start by using only 2 of 4 cup to 3 of 4 cup of your liquid sweetener. This keeps the sweetness in check and prevents an overwhelming cloying result. Concentrate note. Concentrates vary, but 2 of 3 cup is a good place to start per cup of sugar, especially in recipes where you can test before cooking, like sauces or dressings. Phase 2, mastering the art of liquid balance. This is the most critical phase for baking. If you skip these steps, your cake or cookies will turn out heavy, dense, and gummy. Remember, you're adding water. Step 3, stop the soup. Reducing other liquids. Because your maple syrup or honey is liquid, you need to remove the equivalent amount of moisture from the recipe. The golden rule: for every 2 of 4 to 3 of 4 cup of liquid sweetener you use, you must reduce the total amount of other liquids like milk, water, or oil in the recipe by 2 to 4 tablespoons. In practice, if your recipe asks for 1 cup of milk, measure it out, then literally pour 3 tablespoons back into the carton. You only use the remainder. This simple step saves your texture. Step 4, activating your leaveners. Baking soda, check. Liquid sweeteners are acidic. This can actually be a good thing because acidity helps activate baking soda for a great rise. The acid test: if your recipe only uses baking powder, which is already balanced, and lacks other acidic ingredients like buttermilk or vinegar, you need to add a bit of baking soda. Add about 1 of 4 to 1 of 2 teaspoons of baking soda for every cup of liquid sweetener you added. This tiny bit of soda works with the sweetener's acid to give your baked goods a proper, beautiful lift. Step 5, how to mix it in. You can't cream butter with syrup the way you do with dry sugar. That's how air gets into the batter, which is essential for texture. The right way: skip the traditional creaming. Instead, fully combine your liquid sweetener with the other wet ingredients, eggs, oil, melted butter, until they are completely smooth and emulsified before adding them to the dry ingredients. This ensures even distribution and a consistent texture. Phase 3, adjusting the heat. Don't burn the edges. Natural sugars, especially the fructose found in high concentrations in honey and fruit concentrates, brown and caramelize much faster than standard table sugar. Sucrose. Step 6, lower that oven temperature. If you bake at the same temperature, your cake will have dark, possibly burnt edges, while the center is still raw and gooey. The temperature drop when using honey or maple syrup immediately reduce your oven temperature by 25 degrees Fahrenheit. If the recipe says 350 degrees Fahrenheit, you bake at 325 degrees Fahrenheit. Extra credit. If things start getting too dark, even after lowering the temperature, just lightly tint the baked good with aluminum foil for the remaining time. Step 7. Concentrate on non-baked goodness. Fruit juice concentrates like apple or grape truly shine when you aren't worried about cake structure. Best uses, they are amazing in glazes, simmer them down for extra thickness, jams, or simply stirred into dressings and beverages where the extra liquid is a bonus, not a hindrance. No complex chemistry needed here, just use them to taste. Step 8, final check, embrace the difference. You've done all the work. Now prepare yourself for the unique and wonderful results. Texture. Expect your final baked goods to be moister, slightly denser, and wonderfully chewier than their refined sugar counterparts. This is a good thing. Flavor. Since the flavor of honey or maple syrup is robust, you might need to adjust other spices. If the syrup notes are too strong, try adding a little extra vanilla extract, cinnamon, or cardamom to harmonize the flavor profile. By keeping these liquid, leavening, and temperature adjustments in mind, you will consistently create complex, flavorful, and perfectly moist treats using your favorite natural sweeteners. Enjoy your baking.